Knicks Nation, today is Friday, the 26th day of April 2024. Happy Friday. I hope that you are safe and healthy and that your family is safe and healthy and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with the first responders who every day are risking their lives to save lives. Those also who pick up garbage, keep our places clean, and make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover the teenagers and the children that are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are also victims of prostitution and child prostitution, pornography, child pornography, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, double curses on the profiteers, and double curses on the perverts that create these industries. Finally, double blessings upon the homeless. There are nearly 600,000 men, women, and children, families, and veterans homeless in the United States of America, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. There was a basketball game last night in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The New York Knicks lost to the Philadelphia 76ers, 125 to 114. What bothers me about the loss, and I'm glad for what Thibodeau said after the game. There's two stats that tell you how this game was lost. Just two. One, points in the paint. We always talk about points in the paint. Last night, the Knicks got 54 points in the paint. Philly got 38 points in the paint. That's plus 16 for the Knicks. What does that mean? That means you're scoring within the 3-second lane. You're scoring in the paint, okay? The more a team gets in the paint, theoretically, the more fouls they will create. Because you're getting in the paint, you're getting physical to get in the paint, you're creating opportunities to create free throws. Okay? That's what happens. So the Knicks outscored Philly 54-38 in the paint. And yet, Philly took 14 more free throws than the Knicks. They took 33 free throws. The Knicks took 19 free throws. There is a problem here. Thibodeau said that they're going to show the videos to the league because every team now has a video crew that videos all the fouls, all of the calls. They're going to send that to the league. And what he said they usually do is he said they'll look at the Knicks fouls and say incidental contact, and they'll look at Philly's fouls and say, well, Embiid got fouled and he's on the line 21 times. Embiid scored 50 points. 31 of those points were from the field. 19 were from the line. He did not get fouled that much. Okay? And the problem is this. This is the problem. And Tibbs says this all the time. Whether the refs call the game tight or loose, it doesn't matter as long as they are consistent in how they call the game. So if you're going to be tight, if you're going to let it be physical on both sides. If you're going to be loose with it, let it be loose on both sides. Don't make one side get 33 free throws and the other side get 19 when they're both playing the same game. So I am expecting, there's nothing that can be done about last night's game. That's over. But going forward, I'm expecting the league to address this with the referees because there was particularly one referee that every time Embiid touched the ball, he was ready to whistle, no matter what. And when you're doing that, you're hindering the Knicks' ability to do what they do best, create turnovers and play defense. And so that was egregious. And I'm expecting it to be addressed so that when it happens, because in the regular season, there's a lot of money on games, but in the playoffs, it's on a multiple level higher. Okay? Multiple levels higher. So now, this is going to be scrutinized. I can guarantee you that. So I'm thinking for Sunday, there's going to be a lot more scrutiny. And again, it doesn't matter. The Knicks is a better team. So it doesn't matter whether they call the game loose and let them be physical, or they call it tight and they keep calling every ticky-tack foul. It doesn't matter. The Knicks are better. But it just has to be even on both sides. That's all. Okay? Embiid last night hit 5 3-pointers. He had 5 3-pointers last night. And that's good. He was 5 of 7. He was on fire from three last night. But as a team, the Sixers hit 15 threes. The Knicks hit 13 threes. It was very close. Okay, as a team. Everything else was pretty close. The Knicks had a total of 32 rebounds. Philly had 36 rebounds. The Knicks had 24 assists. Knicks had 27 assists. The Philly had 24 assists. The Knicks had 9 turnovers. Philly had 10 turnovers. It was a pretty evenly matched game, except for the free throws. So you can't tell me you get in the paint and score 54 points and they get in the paint and score 38 and they get 14 more free throws than you do. Forget the flagrant foul and all that. I can understand why they call flagrant 1, because if they, even though it was, in my view, a flagrant 2 that Embiid did on Mitch Rob, to take him out the game, take Embiid out the game on a flagrant 2 at that point would have smacked of favoritism toward the Knicks. So they call it flagrant 1. I get that. But there's no way you can tell me that the Knicks should have 14 less free throws than Philly. No. That's not. There's something wrong with there. Okay, there's something wrong there. The Knicks had 25 personal fouls. Philly had 18. They're both playing the same physical game. Okay, there's no way that should happen. So this needs to be addressed. All things being equal, I'm still picking the Knicks in 5 like I did from the beginning. 5 means they're going to lose one. Okay, there you go last night. And even that, Philly really had to, put it this way, for them to win, Embiid had to get 50 for them to win. Okay? Embiid had to get 50. He ain't going to score 50 a game. I'm going to tell you that right now. Okay? But he had to get 50. Now, someone was telling me, OG Anunoby needs to play. And I was like, no, he doesn't. If OG will play is if somebody's in foul trouble or if somebody gets hurt. Well, those latter two things happen. Mitch Rob got hurt and Isaiah Hartenstein was in foul trouble. So here come, not OG, I'm saying OG, I meant to say Achua. Precious Achua needs to play. And I said, well, you won't see him play unless those two things happen. They did happen. And Precious actually did a tremendous job while he was guarding Embiid. Did a tremendous job. So we're going to probably see more of him on Sunday because I'm not sure they really, the physicality in what Embiid did to Mitch Rob, hurting his ankle, and Mitch Rob did not return. I'm thinking they're going to sit Mitch Rob Sunday. Okay? Because he's still going to play in the playoffs, but you're going to have to sit him Sunday. So you all right, you go with Hartenstein and you go with Precious. That's a different dynamic that the Knicks have used. Obviously, Tibbs was using that during the stretch in February and March, and now we have it available to us. Again, other than that, the Knicks played, I felt, a really good game. Brunson was Brunson, scoring 39, 13 assists. Hartenstein was in foul trouble, and that would hindered him. He played 26 minutes. OG Anunoby, 3 3-pointers. He was shooting the ball very nicely and, of course, playing tight D. Dante did not have his best shooting game, even though he also was playing D, and that was to me, that was a flagrant 2 on Lowry. He wound up his arm and hit. When you wind up, you wind your arm up and you hit a player, that's a flagrant 2, especially you hit him in the head. That's a flagrant 2, okay? That probably threw him off the rest of the game. I expect revenge from him on Sunday. Dante's clutch, and that actually is going to fuel him for Sunday. So that's all right. Hart played good. The Knicks played, to me, they played good as a team. They really did. Understanding this was going to be a hostile environment, understanding Philly was desperate, as they showed with the stupidness of their fouls. We understood that. But the refs helped them win, giving them 14 more free throws, although they weren't in the paint anywhere like the Knicks. So, again, Tibbs said he was going to send the videos to the league and then let them examine. I'm sure the league are going to address this with the referees so that Sunday they're going to be more even on far as both sides as far as how they referee the game. Again, they could referee tight or loose. Just do it on both sides. They didn't do that last night. They did not. And that's a shame when the referees are involved with the game and affect the scoring of the game. Okay, the referee's job is almost like in football. Offensive linemen don't ever want their number called by the ref, because if you call your number, that means you committed a penalty. You want the offensive lineman's name to be nameless during the course of a football game. Well, should be the same with the referees. The referees shouldn't be influencing the game. Okay, and in that respect right there, points in the paint and fouls, that's clear. There's no, the numbers are what they are. Okay, and so you can't argue the numbers. So again, I'm hoping on Sunday that the situation is addressed by the league. I'm sure you cannot do this in the playoff, so I'm sure this will be addressed. Again, I'm picking still the Knicks in 5. Sunday's going to be a big game for both teams, but I'm very confident in the Knicks. Now, Precious again played very well last night. Bogdanovich did not shoot the ball well, but overall his defense was much better. He was a factor. Mitchell Robinson would have been, but he was getting injured. And then there's Deuce. Deuce, was -8, but Deuce was playing as good as you can play coming off the bench, 22 minutes. So next time I'm thinking it'll be Precious, Bogdanovich, and Deuce. And then you're going to have your regular starting 5. Tibbs always goes 8 deep. He doesn't do 9 deep in the playoff. He does 8. Last night he did 9 again because Precious had to play 10 minutes because Mitch Rob was out. And, of course, Hartenstein was in foul trouble. I'm expecting this to be changed for Sunday. Hartenstein was really playing Embiid well if they'd have let him do it. Okay, he was playing very physical against Embiid. And they just need to let him do that. So we'll see what happens on Sunday. Again, I'm expecting a more evenly refereed game. And in that being the case, the Knicks are the better team. And they will beat these guys. Okay, so I'm very confident in that. So we'll see going forward. But y'all enjoy. I know it's always, to me, it's always a little bit better when the Knicks lose, especially when they lose like this. But we got to move forward. So Sunday's another game. We'll see how this works out. Y'all enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. We'll talk on Sunday. We'll have our regular podcast around noontime or so on Sunday and get ready for this big game that's coming on Sunday. Y'all enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there. Shalom.